Good morning, sports fans. This is George of Custom Tied Flies and Guide Service. Today we're going to be doing a tutorial on Custom Tied's new Hellgrammite. The hook is a Gamakatsu B10S in a size 8. The thread is a Danville Flymaster 140D in black. The shuck is black ice fur. The body is Peacock Herl Chenille from Hareline. The legs are black saddle from Ewing. The overbody is the front part from a medium Cohen creature Hellgrammite body from Hareline, and I colored it with Master's Touch markers, black 120, walnut 100, and olive green number 43, and a black Sharpie. And the ribs are UV resin. Now I showed how to make the bodies in a earlier tutorial, so I'm not going to bore you in how to make the other bodies. This is what it looks like when it's done. So we're going to take the head, which I didn't tell you about, is a Flymen Stonefly head in size medium, and I'm just going to put that on the hook, and then I'm going to mount the hook in the vise. Get tied in. Run the thread all the way back to just past the bend and bring it back forward. I got my Hareline ice fur, and I'm going to get a little hank. It's about a little bigger than the width of the hook shank. And you're going to pull the fibers out. It's not thick enough. Pull the fibers out so they trail. They're not square. You want this hanging off the back of the hook a little ways, because what you're looking for is, it's like on a mayfly, has a trailing shuck. So Hellgrammites go through different molting phases as they mature. And this is one of those molting phases. They are particularly vulnerable. I mean, it's not like the Hellgrammite's going to defend itself from a smallmouth bass, because a smallmouth bass is just going to grab hold of it and eat it. But they're particularly vulnerable when they are in the molting phase. You're going to choose a saddle feather off of the pelt. You're looking for something that where the barbs are going to be just a little bit bigger than the hook gap. That'll do it. And you're going to pull the fibers down just like that. And you're going to tie this in at a 45-degree angle to the shank of the hook. Okay, then your Peacock Herl Chenille. You're going to pull off some of the fibers to expose the core thread, just like you would on a woolly booger. And then you're going to put a couple of half hitches in behind that head. Swing your bobbin cradle over. You wrap that chenille up the hook shank. And you want to get it in tight to the head, because that's what's going to hold the head in place. You want the fat part of the head pointing down. There we go. See if I can get one more in there. Okay, and then all right. Now you're going to bring your hackle forward. You want to stroke those fibers back so that they don't capture while you're bringing it forward. Sometimes your feather will twist like that one just did. You want to make sure that your shiny side is facing forward. There we go. Once you get it started, it'll cooperate. When you don't get it started right, then it won't. Bring that all the way up to right behind the head. Spin your thread. This Stanville Flymaster is great thread. It's a flat thread. This is waxed. I prefer the waxed over the non-waxed. A little stronger. Make sure that head's in the right place. There we go. Now comes the fun part. Get your scissors out, and you're gonna trim you're making yourself a mounting surface for your body. So take some UV resin and put that, just put a bead of it right down on the shank. Now you got your body. Now I've taken a bodkin and in between the second and third rib I poked a hole with my bodkin and kind of spin that around in there. That makes that hole easier to find. So you're gonna dismount your fly, put the hook through the hole in the body, remount the fly. I'm going to make sure that the shank is parallel to your tying area. Make sure your head's in the right place. Bring that body over. Okay, and the body should match up where the head is going to be right over top of that stonefly head. Now comes the tricky part. You got to get some super glue I tried a bunch of different types of glue, and super glue seems to work best. But you want to get your super glue and get you a bead of super glue in on top of that UV resin bead, and then you mash that down on top of the super glue, and that keeps your body in place. And just take a couple of turns and a couple of turns underneath. And here I'm doing just a 3-and-3 whip because this isn't going anywhere. Sometimes you got to fight with your whip finisher. Okay. And you're going to put a little dab of super glue on top of that head, and then fold your head over on top of that. And while that's taking a second to set up, and then you're gonna take your UV resin and just paint the head. Give the whole thing a good zap with the light. And there you have it. Custom Tide's new Hellgrammite. Excuse me. So if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. You can find this and other fish slaying patterns on my showcase website at www.custom-tide.com. That's CUSTOM-TIED.com. Have a splash, don't forget the dash. Happy tying.